Alright everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Lemax Dead Man's Mine. Let's get into it. Okay, so the Dead Man's Mine. Super cool. The name says it all. Let's start out with some dimensions. It's about 8 inches high by 9.5 wide and 7 inches deep. It was released in 2006. However, there was no retirement year listed online, but it is believed to be retired. I just don't know for sure which year, and I don't want to quote something wrong here. This info was pulled straight from the Lemax website. The product type is sights and sounds, and a really important note here, the voltage on this one is 9 volts DC small pin. So this is not the standard 4.5 volt adapter, and it's not like the original 3 volts, but it's a similar kind of size as the 3 volts as far as the pin goes. It is a different style, but as far as size, to give you an idea, it's roughly kind of in that same ballpark. The description listed is that the mine cars rumble through the upper and lower tunnels, which you can clearly see here, and we're going to take a closer look at. When it came out in the US, it was $50. That was a Michaels price. I don't know at the time if it was an exclusive or not. Now, however, they seem to be going for about $250 on eBay for kind of one that's, you know, working in perfect condition, that kind of stuff. That's obviously a big jump. That's why I always tell you guys, if you can, try to buy it from a collector, whatever house or piece you're looking for, from like one of those groups on Facebook or something like that, because a lot of times the prices are a little bit more reasonable. However, you got to keep in mind that especially with a retired piece, the values do go up over time, and that is something that you would have to pay for. But, you know, just to give you an idea, eBay, about $250, which is probably on the high end. But, you know, it is what it is. So starting with the skeletons riding in the carts, on the first level, you're going to find carts loaded with a bunch of skull heads going around, which is super cool. And then on the bottom one, you're going to see a skeleton actually riding the cart in his construction hat. It's a dead man's mine. I mean, what else would you expect to see there? Also, the red LEDs. The lighting on this piece is absolutely fantastic, but there's something really special happening here. So, as you can see, the lights are kind of randomly flickering, the red kind of throughout the piece. What's really going on is when the sound is on, they match the sounds of the explosion. So when the carts are going in and out, it sounds like, you know, something bad is happening in there. The mines are blowing up, you know, whatever's going on. Maybe that's how they ended up being a dead man's mine. But it's really cool to see. As far as the what looks to be blue on camera, it's actually purple, creates a really nice UV glow around the piece, and when we hit the lights here in a bit, you're gonna see that. But it really, it ties it all together, and with the contrast of the red, it's just a beautiful pairing. As for the signs on here, there's a few to see, so let's kind of go through those real quick. Of course, the main one, the Dead Man's Mine, really cool font, I like it. The sign up here is Danger Blasting Area, which makes sense because you can hear the blasting along with those beautiful LEDs we talked about. And then there is the Keep Out sign here. And there is one more box here that says TNT. As for the soundtrack, this one doesn't have much talking. It's not like one of those normals where you hear a bunch of characters interacting. This one is more of a little bit of screaming, but overall fun music and explosions. It's cool. It kind of sets the tone for the piece. I think they did a pretty decent job on the soundtrack as well. It is a little bit of an older piece, so the clarity of the soundtrack isn't as good as some of the newer ones today, but that's to be expected. But overall, between the lighting, the soundtrack, and the detail in the house itself, or the piece itself, really, it's an overall really cool piece, and I think it's a great addition to any village. You know, it is a little pricey, so is it a must-have for starting out? Maybe not, but I think as your village continues, it's something that you're going to want, no question. It's so unique. It's not like anything else that when you add it to your village, it's gonna give it that thing, that dynamic in there. It's its own piece. That's what it is. So anyway, it's really cool. I thank you so much for checking out my channel. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you on the next one.